Okay, you know the old saying, there's no such thing as or if it's too good to be true, if it's free, it's for, and you may want to think about all of that the next time you are on your computer while in a public place. If the offer of free Wi-Fi comes up on the screen, even if it is the name of the very business or place you are in, you could be getting scammed, your identity and personal information compromised. L.T. Lafferty is with the law firm Fowler White Boggs in Tampa. He's a former federal prosecutor, now in the firm's white-collar crime, corporate compliance, and ethics practice. Good to see you. Welcome back. It's been a while.
Yeah,
we miss you.
Miss you.
This scam has a couple of names I've learned called Man in the Middle, Honey Trap. Essentially, what you think is a big network, it's a smaller network set up from one computer to another, and you're caught in the middle, right?
Well, the man in the middle concept is that someone is being able to use your Wi-Fi connection. So if you go to an airport and you get a free Wi-Fi connection and you're trying to communicate with somebody else, there's actually a man in the middle who's intercepting your communications.
Okay.
And he has access to your passwords, your bank account information, your keystrokes, any information that you're communicating to the person on the other end of your communication is going through that man in the middle.
And if you're communicating with your bank, could that be what that person is intercepting?
Absolutely. That's what he really wants. He'd like to have your passwords, your bank account information. He then has access to your bank account.
Okay, so what happens when you are at an airport, at a business, Acme Coffee, Acme Airport, Acme something or other, and there is that free Wi-Fi, and even it says the company's name. How do you know that it may not be the real thing?
Well, there's a couple different ways. I mean, first thing, you need to just recognize that if you're using something that's free, it's an open system. And you need to be more vigilant about protecting your personal identity and your confidential information. So that's the first step. If it's free, that means it's open and you need to take safeguards, basic precautions. Then if you're using a free Wi-Fi system, make sure you actually want to be using it, because what the next step is make sure that your cell phone or your laptop is not just automatically connecting to the nearest open Wi-Fi system. So you need to disable the automatic Wi-Fi connection, because you could be walking through the airport and you're connecting to a Wi-Fi system and you don't even know you're doing it.
Right.
So that's the next thing. And then if you do want to access that Wi-Fi system, make sure that you're doing a couple things. One, make sure you're actually accessing the Wi-Fi system that's being authorized. So if the Tampa International Airport is offering you free Wi-Fi system at this address, make sure that's the actual address that you're connecting to. If you get a code, a security code, make sure you actually use the code that they give you, that it's the right code so that you're accessing the right site. And then if you get onto a free Wi-Fi system, just be aware that you could be subject to a hacking, if you will. And what you want to do is only pass through personal information through a secured site, if you will. So like if you go on Amazon.com or some other site and you're going to do some shopping or some banking or something like that, you want to make sure that it's a secured site, meaning that they encrypt the data that goes back and forth. And there's a couple ways you can do that.
Go.
Well, the first thing is when you go to the HTTPS site, it'll have an S on it, which means secured. Or you'll have a little lock icon, a padlock icon, either at the top of the page or the bottom of the page, indicating that it's a secured site. Or you can download some software. You can use secure site software that'll make sure that all your communications are encrypted.
We're going to have to leave it right there. LT threw out a lot of info here, and I know that it may be overwhelming, but there are plenty of online places you can go that will give you advice on how to do this. I found several of them this morning, but protect yourself. We just wanted to warn you and get this out there, because the bad guys are always thinking of new ways, aren't they?
Yes, they are. You got to be vigilant.
All right, LT,
Thank you.
Good to see you. Come back soon, okay?